Hi, everybody. Welcome to the September 9th, 2016 edition of Colorado Inside Out Postgame, a special web-exclusive production here on CPT12.org. I'm your host, Dominic Dezzutti. Thank you very much for joining us for this segment. Let's get a quick take on the EPA announcing this week that the Gold King Mine, among others, are on the Superfund priority list of disaster sites in the United States. Penny Cahoon from Westward. This seems like a big deal. We've been talking about it for a while. Is this a big-time official announcement that we should feel good about, or just more bureaucracy?
Well, I think at this point, to clean it up, we should feel good about it. What worried Silverton, Uray, was if you get tabbed with a disaster site, that is really going to hurt towns that desperately need tourism. So you hope it is put in perspective. It also doesn't help when you've got orange sludge, going through your beautiful rivers. Denver has had a lot of Superfund sites that have been cleaned up pretty successfully. Everyone's forgotten about them. We used to have radium under the streets of Capitol Hill, and it had to be pulled up. Rocky Mountain Arsenal is arguably a great success. You've got a beautiful urban wildlife center. We may someday see what's going on at Rocky Flats. So the Superfund program, when done well, at least deals with our horrible environmental legacy.
Mike Krause joins us from the Independence Institute. Mike, I guess knowing where our friend David Copel is asked here, maybe even sometimes from you, should the same agency that has caused the disaster be in charge of cleaning it up?
Well, it makes perfect sense if you work for the government. The EPA has managed to, and for the most part, the country seems to have bought into the notion that the EPA has a taxpayer-funded monopoly on the idea of cleaning up mines. And this does not have to be the case. Doug Lamborn, congressman, has introduced Good Samaritan legislation that would allow nonprofits, volunteer groups, et cetera, to proactively go clean up orphan mines without being sued into oblivion or fined into oblivion by the EPA itself, who does not like the idea of anyone but them being in charge of this. So there are alternatives to this other than a quite frankly, bureaucracy that seems awfully similar to the VA.
Mm-hmm. Eric Sonne, political analyst. Patty brought up a good point about Silverton and Uray and the other Durango, the towns closest to the site. Does the Superfund disaster site hold a stigma? Do you think it's going to hurt those cities?
Only if their name is in the title. And that's why a lot of effort leading up to Governor Hickenlooper's formal request to the EPA was put into how this thing was going to be labeled and not having this be the Silverton Superfund site. We all remember Love Canal, right. But if it had been the greater upstate New York Superfund site, that would have been a different deal. You don't want your name on the brand. So I think that's what that's when this was about. The most interesting piece of this news to me was not the Gold King piece, that it is a Superfund site. It's that there are 47 other sites in Colorado, which speaks to the magnitude of the problem, that this was not just a lone incident. Fortunately, the other 47 haven't blown like that one's blown, but anything is potential. And I've been, when this happened a couple years ago, I was as critical and took as many cheap shots at the EPA, and some of the shots were not cheap and were deserved. But, I think you do have to step back at some point and be fair. Mike points out that there might be other options, privatized options for doing some of this cleanup, and I'm always open and interested in such options. But in this case, the EPA is doing the right thing. It took a lot of negotiation, first of all, the local governments, governor's office, and now the EPA, and here we are.
Greg Moore, former editor of the Denver Post, rounds out our panel. We finally see the list come out. We see the Superfund site at least titled the right way. Is this the sign of good things to come for the region?
Oh, I think so. Gold King should have been cleaned up long before the dam broke. I mean, it should have happened years ago. People knew that water was building up behind that wall. And I think they're using the Superfund designation to sort of make right all these other ticking time bombs. So I think it's good. I think it's good for the region. I think those mines need to be drained and need to be cleaned up so that we don't ever have orange sludge going down the river. We don't ever want to see that again. So, and I would be suspicious of a private company, having that responsibility when it comes to people's health and welfare. When you put profit right in front of that issue, and things just tend to go awry. I think the EPA's track record, by and large, has been pretty good over the last 30 years of cleaning up these toxic hazards all around our country. So,
All right. We'll see how it turns out. Hope it
Yeah.
goes well. That is all the time we have for Colorado Insight postgame this week. Leave us a comment and tell us what you think. For everyone here at CPT12.org, easy for me to say, I'm Dominic Dezzutti. Thanks for watching.